You know, it took me about a year to start hating the 9/11 victims' families.
Glenn Beck is really pissed off. Glenn Beck is really concerned. There's an issue that's been on his mind lately, and he's one of those brave souls in the media who's willing to stand up and fight for what's right. You may have seen this in the news lately, and the issue is the terror mosque at Ground Zero. Glenn, share with us your ire.
By now you probably know that a controversial imam, this guy, is trying to build a 13-story mosque and Muslim cultural center just 2 blocks from Ground Zero. Those who are most affected by the attack on 9/11 find it a little insensitive and incomprehensible. Now New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg has spit in the face of those who find it offensive to build this mosque so close to where so many lost loved ones by referring to them as bigots.
Shame on you Muslims, trying to build a place of worship so near 9/11, so near where this happened. I've never even heard of anything more insulting to the families of the victims of 9/11. Thank God we have Glenn Beck to stand up for them. If there's one thing about Glenn Beck, sure, okay, you might say he's not exactly factual all the time. It appears as though he doesn't look things up before he reports them, okay? Most of his programming content seems like he just made it up, and a lot of it's conspiratorial and hysterical in nature. It doesn't really make sense, but it's all presented as though it's a real news broadcast. None of it pretty much is hardly ever based on facts and real information. But there's one thing that is guaranteed about Glenn Beck, and that's this. Glenn Beck has heart, okay? He's a real human being, all right? When he comes... I'm sorry. Okay. His dedication to telling the truth. Oh, get it together, OG. Okay, I'm sorry. There's one thing that we know about Glenn Beck, and that is that he has heart, okay? He has heart, and then he's real. When he looks you in the eyes on his broadcast and he tells you something, you know that he's being genuine. Here's Glenn addressing the families of the victims of 9/11 on his radio program. Take it away, Glenn. Show him what I'm talking about, dog. One love.
But I wonder if I'm the only one that feels this way. You know, it took me about a year to start hating the 9/11 victims' families. It took me about a year. I don't hate all of them. I hate probably about 10 of them.
Those who are most affected by the attack on 9/11 find it a little insensitive and incomprehensible.
But when I see, 9/11 victim family, on television or whatever, I'm just like, oh, shut up. I'm so sick of them because they're always complaining, and we did our best for them.
Michael Bloomberg has spit in the face of those who find it offensive to build this mosque so close to where so many lost loved ones.
I didn't think I could hate victims faster than the 9/11 victims.
Oh, that was, you know what, that was the wrong clip. Don't pay any attention to that. That was a technical error difficulty. Okay, oh goodness, that was pretty, look at that. Thumb comes right off. And watch. Pay attention closely. Amazing, it's gone. The major point that Glenn was trying to make was a concern about the funding of the terror mosque. This is a very legitimate concern. People need to be asking questions. People need to be digging into the facts. People need to be finding out. Follow the money trail, as Glenn always says. Follow the money trail. Any good detective worth his salt has read the Hardy Boys, Encyclopedia Brown. Glenn Beck is the new Encyclopedia Brown. So, what should we be worried about, Glenn?
Our problem is not just in Washington, it's with the courts. And it's not just with the courts, it's in here, each of us. We want to get along with everybody.
I didn't think I could hate victims faster than the 9/11 victims.
We're a melting pot. Nobody wants to hate somebody because of their religion. Some people do, and they're crackpots.
I don't hate all of them. I hate probably about 10 of them.
Where does the funding come from? Let me just point this out because, yes, I do my homework.
Encyclopedia Brown must find out where the funding comes from. Where does it come from? Does not compute. Hey, wait a minute, this is my chance. Glenn Beck is incredibly concerned because we don't know where this money's coming from to bankroll the Terror Mosque. I could do my part as a citizen and find out for Glenn Beck. Let me just hit up Google, do a quick search. What comes up? Oh my goodness sakes. The number 2 shareholder at News Corp. News Corp is Fox News. The number 2 shareholder at News Corp funded the Terror Mosque, has put as much as $300,000 into the Cordoba initiative. Bankrolled the Terror Mosque. Fox News. Every time you get on the air, Glenn Beck, and advertisers pay to advertise on your show, you're funding the Terror Mosque. You're paying for it. You're the fucking terrorist that all your little chalkboard drawings weaved around and went over here and went back under there and popped out of a hole. It came right back to fucking you. You're the rabbit at the end of the tunnel, conspiracy man. It was you the whole time, buddy. You're the fucking blue pill. Glenn Beck, you're a hypocrite. You're a tool. It's obvious. You're going to try and twist this around to where your little fucking turns and twists on your little chalkboard somehow, they go back to you, but then they go down your throat and they pop out of your asshole and then fly back over at some liberal channel and then back around to some socialist and then Van Jones. Right? Right. Yeah. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. But until then, remember to stay away from the Terror Mosque.
Great journalism there. That's how close you are to winning.
Well, I think that the framing of the discussion, the dialogue between, let's say, the West, and certainly we see the rise of Christian evangelical movements in this country who are trying to bring about the second coming of Jesus Christ, who are trying to bring upon what the apocalyptic vision, and what you see and hear from Ahmadinejad in terms of trying to bring the 12th Imam is basically the flip side of the same coin, and that's dangerous.